Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I decided to come out 5 minutes early because I wanted to give you a 5-minute synopsis of an 8-month journey that we've done for you that you'll see this evening. Last August, when these children walked into the auditorium, the first thing they did on the first day was they went up on the stage, and I started to play the piano, and I said, "Walk to the music." And the piano abruptly stopped, and they all looked at me, and I said, "Good, you're listening to the piano. You know exactly what to do." And the journey started. Tonight in your program, when you see piano movement, you will see that that's the very first thing that we did at the beginning of the school year. And you will also see some movement and dances that we have grown to do that I'll explain in a minute. I decided to come out this evening to explain to you what you see behind me, because it really begins the evolution of the foundation for their music education here at the primary school. The first song that we learned was the Rainbow Song, because I needed to teach them a rest. You'll see them show you the rest when we sing. Because a rest is very important because it indicates silence in music. And sometimes for children, that's very challenging. Silence is very important for all of us. After we sang the Rainbow Song, I had to teach them, as you might have heard, the language of ti and ta, which are precursors to any of you musicians for eighth notes and quarter notes. You see the Halloween poem, which we'll perform for you. The Halloween poem has small and big pictures, which I needed to show them meant fast and slow. By Thanksgiving, you noticed I put the TTs and the TAs with the small and big pictures, transferring that idea, because they have to learn to read rhythm. So that transfer began to set in. By Valentine's Day, you noticed the TTs and TAs had contour to them, because about mid-November, we began to start to sing with our hands, which we'll show you tonight. Physically placing the pitch with your hand helps your ears train high to low. When we sang with our hands, I had to show them, how do you see that? You see the train song. The trains have different colors, and the trains are in different places. Each of those trains was a hand-signed color for so, me, and la. After they began to see that, and I said, if the yellow trains are so, what are the pink trains? They're me. Why? Because they're lower. So they visually begin to see that feeling and connection of melodic contour. By February, not only do we have TTs and TAs with melodic contour, but each of those hearts represents a hand sign. So they can see the so, me, la, re, and do in the Valentine Song. As we progress on, you then notice we have a song that's got red arrows. We're learning the scale, which is a progression of notes that is stepwise. You'll see us do a song tonight with the scale in the process of doing something stepwise. The final culmination of all of this is what's directly behind me, and it's the Teddy Bear Song. I taught the children there are 3 elements you have to have in music to make it music. You have to have words, you have to have TTs and TAs, and you have to have hand signs. Every song they sing in the first grade is written this way. I'm a firm believer of reading literacy, and from day one, I say to them, if you can't read all these words, read the sight words, because in first grade, everything I teach you is written. There is nothing by rote. Repeat after me if I haven't written it down first. This is how I lay the foundation for first grade. Another big piece of our program here tonight is movement. From being a former dancer myself, I think movement, and I teach them 80% kinesthetically, which is where they feel the beat, they move to the beat, they clap the beat, they play the beat before they see the beat. This helps little ones who have a difficult time sitting and seeing and processing. So you'll see tonight some dances that involve partners. Partners is a fine way to start socialization skills. It's a wonderful way to start fine motor coordination skills. I let them choose their partner in the beginning to help them learn to socialize with other ones. By the time they get in first grade, we do enough mixers where partners change constantly. So they start with one partner and they move to another and another. Again, building that camaraderie of music and movement together. So tonight, I'm so excited to share with you this journey, not bad, 5 minutes, that we've taken all year long. It's probably my most favorite show of the year because I've seen more growth than I could ever see in first grade or second grade from that day one of walking through the door. I'd also like to tell you, don't worry about using your phone to videotape this tonight. We have a fabulous crew from the high school that have 4 cameras set up in the back that are filming as we speak. It's a wonderful DVD that looks like a little Disney movie with the extra graphics that they put into it. I urge you all, I sent a form home to you. It's well worth something that you could buy and treasure. I do ask this, if we have a little one that gets fussy tonight, if you could maybe calm them down out in the lobby for the sake and the continuity and the sound of the DVD, and then when they're ready to come back and listen, we would appreciate that. So I think we're ready to entertain you this evening. May I please present half of the first grade performing for you, the Music Hour. Ladies and gentlemen, the first song we learned at the beginning of the school year was the Rainbow Song because we learned the rest Kindergarten, please show the audience a rest. You will see us use this sign when we sing the Rainbow Song, followed by a Halloween poem and the Valentine Song. Kindergarten, please take one step forward and have a seat. In the beginning of the school year, we learned to sing with our hands. We learned 5 hand signs plus an extra one we weren't supposed to learn to first grade. We'd like to share those with you this evening. Kindergarten, please show the audience so, mi, la, re, do, and our extra one, which was fa. We have 5 bell players from Mrs. Miller's class who are going to show you how we use these 5 hand signs in the song Teddy Bear. Would the bell players please take the stage? You will see each of the bell players put a sign around their neck, which is the word of the hand sign. They are picking up the bell, which is the sound of the hand sign. We are going to play Teddy Bear for you first, then we'll sing it with our hands, and then we'll stand up and sing the words for you. Kindergarten, please take one step forward and have a seat. After we learned 5 notes, we realized if we added 3 more, we could have the scale. We have a song tonight that we have 8 bell players from Miss Ventresca's class who are going to show you how we use the scale in the song Kitty Cat. Will the bell players please take the stage? You will notice that they also are arranged in a certain order. We have Eleanor, who is lowest from the ground. Eleanor has the lowest sounding note. Eleanor, could you play your bell, please? And we have Chase, who is highest from the ground. Chase is holding the highest sounding bell. Chase, would you play your bell, please? And in between, we'll play for you the scale. And we have a song that goes with this called Kitty Cat. Kindergarten, please stand and take 1 step up. Kindergarten, please take 1 step forward and have a seat. The first set of songs of our program this evening are 2-part songs. We talked about 2-part songs, and that means there's 2 different ideas together that we put to make it 2 parts. Later in 1st grade, we call this AB form. Tonight, the first song we're doing actually has 2 classes, each one doing a part of the song. We have instrument players from Mrs. Engelbert's class who are going to play finger cymbals or rhythm sticks, and we have dancers from Mrs. Kleinfelder's class who are going to make a small circle with partners. Will the instrument players from Mrs. Engelbert's class please take the stage? Will the dancers from Mrs. Kleinfelder's class please make your small circle? Miss Ventresca's class, could you please stand and take 1 step up? Kindergarten, please take one step forward and have a seat. Ten Little Fingers was two parts because we used tambourines and rhythm sticks. This Little Light of Mine was two parts because we sang without tambourines, then we sang with tambourines. The next two-part songs have ideas in them that are very different. The first one is two songs put together that we sing, two of our favorite train songs. The second one is a poem put together with a dance. We have Mrs. Miller's class are going to show you how we use trains to put together these two train songs. Will the conductors please take the stage? The next song we're going to do actually uses, Mrs. Miller's class can have a seat. The next song we're going to do uses some students from each of the four classes. They're going to show you how we walk in a circle holding hands, change direction in the circle holding hands, do something with one partner, turn around, do something with another partner. Pretty complicated, but I think they do it quite nicely. Will the dancers from each of the four classes please take the stage for We Hear It, There's Music. Kindergarten, please stand and take one step up. The next song we're going to do is probably one of my favorite because you get to perform. Tonight, if you see your child clap their hands or pat their legs or stamp their feet or touch their head, we want you to do it too. Now, it's confusing. So I have had some helpers who are going to stand on the stage just in case you get lost of where it is what your job is. So can I have the helpers from each class please take the stage? They will help you. You sounded pretty good in this little light of mine, so I think this is going to be good. They're going to help you as we sing for you. Clap your hands and sing with me. Kindergarten, please take one step forward and have a seat. It took you a minute or two to get warmed up, but you got into the spirit of things quite nicely. The last 6 selections on your program need no explanation from me. Each child knows each class knows what to do. So all I'm going to do is go back and play the piano, and you sit back and enjoy. Kindergarten, please stand and take one step up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of our program this evening. We have our finale, our song, which I hope you got a program. This finale, the song we're going to sing for you, I heard 29 years ago maybe at the first 5th grade performance that I did here. And loved the song so much and had only kindergarten left for the end of the year. And I thought, could kindergarten actually sing a 5th grade song? Well, we'll let you be the judge of that, but be ready, because we just might ask you to do something that uses your program. Kindergarten, 8 claps, please. Thank you so much. Kindergarten, please take one step forward and have a seat. You did a really nice job of that. Before we leave this evening, I have a few thank yous. First, I want to say again that tonight is not only a wonderful musical experience, but it's a very artistic one as well. I hope, and I think you did, come early enough tonight that if you walk through these front doors, you see the bursts of color and creativity all down the aisleways in the hall. We have a wonderful, wonderful art teacher who just that very thing of bringing out the creativity in each one of your children artistically. I walk down and I look and I see your children's personalities in every single piece that I notice. So I really think that her hard work has paid off fabulously. Give a nice round of applause to Mrs. Lauren Gertler. And again, I thank the High School Video Club for coming down. They've been coming here and recording for me for years, and every year the DVD I see gets a little bit more tight, a little bit more technical, and a little bit more like a Disney movie. So I say again, if you want to purchase one tonight, it'd be well worth your time. Please give a nice hand to the video crew from the high school. Thank you so much. Next, I have two older siblings who came this evening to watch their young ones perform, but also to turn the spotlights on to illuminate these wonderful faces that you see. Please give a nice hand to Brady Drost and Sally Zamari. Thank you both. I have a few more thank yous. The next 4 thank yous go to, I hate to say colleagues because I've known these teachers for years. They're dear friends of mine. And to tell you how difficult it is because everybody in Indian Hill wants your child every minute they're here. And for me to try to find a connective time that I could get all 4 classes together at one time took a lot of flexibility. And these ladies were just marvelous in trying to pull things together in long music that we had once a month in preparation for this wonderful evening tonight. So we need to give a wonderful, wonderful thank you to Ms. Ventresca, Mrs. Kleinfelder, Mrs. Engelbert, and Mrs. Miller. Thank you so much. One more thank you, and it's a really special one too. A long time ago, I used to say that he was the new kid on the block because he had just come here as our new principal. But as the years progress, which is now year 6, hard to believe, that he has given such a vision to the school and is on the cutting edge of technology and all the things that we need to learn to be not at the game, but ahead of the game. There's never been a time where I've seen him that he hasn't had a smile on his face and said, how's it going? Or if there's a problem or an issue, his door is always open to go in and talk about it. He constantly encourages all of us to do our best and to never have any challenge that we can't be successful at. Please give a nice hand to our principal, Mr. Nichols.
Well, I will just extend a few words as well. First of all, boys and girls, you did an amazing job tonight. I know you've been working so hard for this evening. Let's give them another round of applause. I've got to tell you that normally I'm the only person in the school wearing a suit. I'm going to have to step up my suit game a little bit, boys. You look really nice, and girls, you also look really nice tonight. So not only did they sound great, they look great. I also want to thank Mrs. Girdler for the art show. She is hanging for weeks getting all this up there. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to Mr. Girdler, too. He's been hanging a lot of things as well here, so we appreciate his assistance. I also just want to thank Ms. Watson. You know, you will get a chance. This is your first year, and I know you probably can't believe that you only have a couple weeks left of kindergarten. But this is the foundation for music in our district. And if you get a chance to go up and see some of our middle school or high school productions, you will see that journey that they take. And I'm so excited for this first step in that journey. But Ms. Watson, you have again done an amazing job with our boys and girls. So thank you, Ms. Watson.
Thank you so much. They are going to take one final walk down the aisle. If you could stay seated so they could get by you, give them a nice round of applause as they pass you. Their job is to go back into the gym on the black line. They were patiently and quietly waiting, and they're going to wait for you to come get them. If we could just ask a favor that when you do pick your child up, please tell their teacher that they're safe in your hands. Thank you so much for coming this evening. Kindergarten, please stand and take one step up.